we're starting our turn at the beginning of the night and we're on a magical glade. Now if you start your turn on a magical glade during the night time, you gain 1 black mana token, and that's going to go in our player area. Okay, let's start my turn. Now I've got quite a lot of influence here. The problem is that I've not leveled up yet, but I'm very close. So I think what I need to do now is do some exploring. I could stay on the magical glade and lose my wound, but that's no good to me. The black mana there in the source is not going to, then my play area is not going to help me. So I think all I'll do is first off, I'm going to use my mana search ability and reroll that gold mana that's in the source. So let's grab this one and reroll it. It's a red. And then I'm going to use this stamina, use its more powerful effect, move 4 with 1 blue mana from the source. And with that 4 movement, I'm going to use 2 to move into the village here. Planes only cost 2 to move, and I'm going to explore using the other 2 move this area here. So this goes here. We have a dungeon, a magical glade, a monastery, so I need to draw an advanced action card and put that in the unit offer, and a rampaging orc. So let's first draw our advanced action for the monastery, and it's an ice shield. We'll place that in the unit offer, and then we'll draw an orc. It's an ironclad. He'll go here. So I've got an opportunity now to increase my fame, but it's at some distance from the village. Now I've got an idea here that I'm going to end my turn because nothing here is very move friendly, and because I had first turn, I've only used 1 card here. I should be in a better position for the next turn. So let's do that. So let's reroll the mana dice. That's red. This goes back in the source. Clean away, discard that black mana, and then we'll draw 1 more card, concentration, for the next turn. Right, dummies player's turn. 1, 2, 3, and it's white, and we have 1 white crystal now, so we draw 1 more card. Right, my turn. I'm feeling a bit stuck here because I just can't generate enough movement to either get round here. These cost 5. These are swamps, and they cost 5, so that's 7, or this way 2, 4, 6 to get to these guys. So I think my only choice, I could go into the dungeon. 2, 4 again is 2, 4, 6. I think I'm going to head off to the monastery and see if I can learn some advanced actions. Right, so it's movement I'm struggling with. I need to generate 2 movement to move to that monastery. I want to keep these influences if I can. Unfortunately, I'm just going to play these 2 sideways for 2 movement. And with that 2 movement, I'm going to move from the village to the monastery. And now I want to generate 6 influence to grab an advanced action at the monastery. So I'm going to use Promise, and I'm going to power it with white mana to get its more powerful influence 4. And then I'm going to use Threatens normal influence 2 to give me 6 influence. And there's 2 advanced actions in the unit offer. And I'm going to take this ice shield, I think. And this goes on my deck. I've got no more cards, so that's going to end my turn. So let's re-roll this mana dice. That's green. there. And then discard these. And draw back up to 5 cards next turn. So we get our Ice Shield, March, Rage, Crystallized. Now it's the dummy player's turn. 1, 2, 3. That's red, which is good because we're going quite slowly this round, and we don't want the dummy player to speed up too much. Okay, now I'm feeling a bit more adventurous. There's a dungeon here, so I'm going to have a crack at it, I think. First thing I'm going to do is this mana search. And what I want to do is, I do want a red, but I don't need the both. I'm hoping for a blue, so let's re-roll this one. Let's see what we get. It's a white. Okay. I'm going to create 4 movement using my March, and I'm going to use the green mana that's now in the source to use the powerful move 4. So with my 4 movement, I'm going to travel here, and as my action this turn, I'm going to enter the dungeon. And when you explore the dungeon, you need to draw one brown enemy that you then need to fight. So let's take a look and see what surprise is awaiting us. It's a gargoyle. I don't think that's too bad. Let's see what we can do with it. So here's our gargoyle down in the dungeon. So let's take a look at this gargoyle and see what we can do. He's got physical resistance, an armor class of 4, a strength of 5. Remember too, our units, they always wait outside the dungeon. They don't come down with us. If you saw my walkthrough series, you'll know we went and visited the dungeon then. We fought a werewolf, but we've got to do this alone. Our units are not going to come down with us. Well, this is going to be tough because we don't have, with this guy having physical resistance, we just don't have enough to block and attack. And remember, our units aren't going to help us. So, once again, I think I'm going to leave this challenge unblocked and take the wounds. So let's start with that. Block, assign damage 5. So, first thing we do is take a wound. Then reduce the 5 by 2 to give us 3. Take another wound. Reduce the 3 by 2 more. Take another wound. And then reduce down to 0. So we take no more wounds. We've taken 3 wounds. We've now got 4 wounds in our hand. But now I get a chance to beat this guy. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my hot swordsmanship to use fire attack 2. So this reduces his armour from 4 down to 2. Remember, this is physical resistance. So now all I need to do is generate enough attack to beat 2 physical resisted armour, which is 4 attack. So I'm going to use Rage, which has attack 2, and then 2 cards sideways to give me 4 attack to finish off this gargoyle. I'm left with 4 wounds in hand. So this gargoyle's discarded, but it does give me 4 fame. Wow, that was tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have leveled up. That was tough. We got 4 wounds in our hand, and it's only really the beginning of the night, so we're going to have to do something about this. Right, end our turn. First thing to do is clear up, then we'll take our rewards. Defeating the dungeon, we have to do 2 things. Mark the space with a shield, and then roll a mana die to determine my reward. For gold or black, gain a spell, otherwise gain an artifact. So we're leveling up as well. So not only do we get a reward for the dungeon, we're going to level up. Let's reroll this mana. That's white, so that goes back to the mana source. We'll discard these. Now for our level up, it's pretty simple. We just take this level token, we turn it over into a command token. So now our hero has an armour of 3, and that's going to help us big time. And let's roll for our reward. It's gold, so now I get to gain a spell as a reward. So I'll gain a spell as a reward, and the one I like the look of is this fireball. So I'll take this one and refresh the spell offer. This puts Wings of Wind, Wings of Night down, and this fireball spell goes on top of my deck. And we must remember to mark this dungeon with one of our shields to show that we defeated this dungeon. And finally then we must draw. Now we've got 4 wounds in our hand and we've got a hand limit of 5, so we're only going to get 1 card. This is dreadful. Okay, and it's our new spell. Dummy player's turn. 1, 2, 3, and it's a blue. We have a blue crystal, so 1 more card. Okay, to start our next turn, I can do my mana search if I wish. Well, I'm going to leave it as it goes because there's not much I can do here. I can't move, so we're going to have to do something we've not done before, and that's rest. It's a real shame we have to do this, but because we don't get to use our spell. But when you rest, you have to do the following. You can do nothing else on your turn, but you have to discard. Let's discard 1 non-wound card, and then you can discard any number of wound cards. So these will go back to your hand, in your D deck on the next round, but they go in your discard pile. And now to end our turn, we draw back up to 5 cards. Now we're going quite slowly, and the dummy player is going quite quickly. So hopefully we can pull out some more stuff, advance a little bit on this turn, because I'm conscious that we're reaching, a few turns away from the end of the first night, and we're still not making massive progress. Okay, let's see what we can do. Dummy player's turn. 1, 2, 3, and it's green. That's not what we wanted to see. I've got 2 green crystals, so that's 2 more cards. 1, 2, phew. We're okay for the moment. They've still got 1 card left in their D deck.